TIFU by realizing my husband and I have been miscommunicating for years. Today I, 29M, was talking at lunch with my husband, 33M, and we went over the same subject we have unsuccessfully talked about for years. Please note that we have known each other for almost 10 years, lived together 5 years, and have been married almost 3 years. So, we were talking about dogs and cats and he said that cats are pretty good. Now, pay attention to that wording because that's the bit where we fucked up. Over the years I had been disheartened when he said things were pretty good. From my perspective, he seemed to be emotionally distant and unenthusiastic about things. Everything was pretty good, and said in a very mild tone of voice. So over the years we tried to talk about it with limited success. Today when I asked him why he never seemed to show much enthusiasm for things, he was confused as always. He said that he did show enthusiasm because he likes cats. But, you just said they were only pretty good. This confused him even more. Somehow I managed upon the magic combination of words to get him to elaborate further. Usually, he would just repeat that things are pretty good, but today he managed to lay out his scale. Okay, good. Pretty good, great. I have never seen pretty good used in that place in the scale. I always place it below good. Almost good. Mostly good. For years we had been talking about things and I had assumed he was sorta meh on them because of this. I had to run damage control at a Thanksgiving dinner one time because he said my mom's cooking was pretty good. We have stopped watching TV shows because I thought he was only mildly enjoying them and I didn't want to be too much a bother. I eventually just came to the conclusion that he wasn't very expressive and tried to place his responses in my own scale because he had such difficulty explaining it. I got disheartened when he said my dog was pretty good. He calls me pretty cool. When I told him about my scale he was shocked. He says it must be a southern thing, though I don't remember it from when I lived in Texas. We compromised and said it must be an Arkansas thing, his home state. We both began re-examining our interactions over the years. The Thanksgiving dinner. Me explaining to my brother that, no, my husband did really like that movie. He just expresses it this way. How he talks about my dog. All of it. When lunch was over and I assured him everything was okay, he said I was pretty cool and got this horrified look on his face. He realized that from my perspective he had been calling me only mostly cool, good, etc. for years. I similarly realized I had been assuming he wasn't enthusiastic about things because of the wording. It was so embarrassing. I've encouraged him to be more open about his feelings and his happiness and just confusing him for years. I'm just so baffled by everything. It's good we're learning to communicate better, but geez. He feels really apologetic now, and I've tried to assure him that I just assumed it was like a jokey understatement meant to be kind of funny and maybe razz me a little. But no, he was entirely sincere the whole time. We're trying to find better ways to communicate, but it's a process. He has encouraged me to ask him what do you think that means as a way of getting him to rephrase some of the things he says. Hopefully we can cut down on miscommunications like this in the future. TLDR realized today that my husband uses pretty good to mean better than good. I think it means only mostly good. Spent years feeling slightly disheartened and sad, which he feels bad for now that he knows. Edit for clarification. We're both dudes, edit 2. I talked to my immediate family. Parents agree with me but my brother agrees with my husband. I have no idea anymore lol.